Today, I want to talk to you about money and capitalism. Capitalism has been the backbone of our economic systems for a very long time. For as long as we can remember, capitalism has been the standard principle according to which our economies function. But it's been getting a lot of negative reviews of late, with income and wealth disparities around the world being cited as the result of capitalism. It's almost like every time you hear about capitalism these days, it has a negative connotation. It's getting a lot of flack. Now, here's the thing though. Capitalism is simply a tool, a system, an economic principle, and is neither good nor bad. Capitalism is not inherently bad, in exactly the same way money is not and has never been the root of all evil. If anything, capitalism is a great facilitator. It's in fact the greatest facilitator of our time. Money is a great tool. It's a great resource, and if doing good is your goal, having more money only helps you. Whereas not having enough really restricts your ability and capacity to do any good. Think about this scenario. You want to do good and help others, but live paycheck to paycheck. In a scenario like that, nearly all of your time and energy will be spent on making ends meet. In a scenario like that, you'll be too consumed by worries of meeting your basic needs. You will be stressed out, and most of your time will be spent worrying about money. This is not just a hypothetical scenario, by the way, but it's unfortunately the reality for far too many people. So money is a very useful and important resource. Lack of money, on the other hand, is one of the biggest sources of stress and unhappiness, both directly and indirectly. In that sense, lack of money is a major handicap, whereas having enough money, having financial freedom, means you can unleash your desire to do good without having to worry about losing your home or not being able to pay the bills you need to. Moreover, having financial stability also can enable you to do more to help those in need. Even humanitarians like Mother Teresa needed a lot of funding. A massive humanitarian operation like hers requires a lot of resources after all. If you think about individual impact, two names that come to mind these days are that of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. They are two of the richest people in the world, and they have dedicated most of their vast wealth to doing good. Then there is Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest people in the history of the world. He more or less single-handedly established a network of public libraries throughout the whole of the USA, which had a major impact on the collective wisdom of that nation for decades, even today. Having money is a very, very useful resource. At the very least, it gives you peace of mind, which then frees up mental energy and time to invest in the things you enjoy, create the life you want, and make a positive impact in the world. That said, I do not support hoarding money. In Islam, there is this principle of not letting your money stay still. The recommendation being that if you have excess money after meeting your needs, you should invest it in either your own business or other businesses. That way the money circulates and generates better standards of living for those around you too. I won't be surprised if similar principles exist in other religions as well. But whether it does or not, the fact is that entrepreneurship is a great way to improve lives, and entrepreneurs are some of the best problem solvers in the world. Some of the biggest problems in the world have been solved by entrepreneurs. Be it the invention of light, electricity, steam engine, and countless other innovations, both big and small. And all of these innovations have changed and improved our lives through the ages. Even today, it continues to do so. Entrepreneurship has been one of the biggest reasons for technological, health, and social advances in the world. So, like it or not, money is a great motivator. It is a great tool, and it keeps inspiring people to do all sorts of good things. So accept it or not, it is a great motivator. It makes the world go around. It always has, and it always will. That's just the reality. And it's not a bad thing. because we need a practical and easy means of transaction. So money is very useful. It's a very, very useful tool. Having enough of it enables you to live a good life and help others. Not having enough, on the other hand, can lead to a whole host of worries and stress and uncertainties, and can significantly limit your ability to unlock your potential and help others. Money isn't the problem, and neither is capitalism. The problem is how we use them. One of the biggest problems with capitalism has been greed. That's what caused the biggest recession of the recent times, the one that created an economic meltdown worldwide. But here's the thing. Greed is not a uniquely capitalistic concept. No matter what political or even religious doctrine you look at, you will see the presence of greed. During the 90s, greed was being normalized, and it was a widespread notion that greed is a good thing, and that businesses exist solely to generate profit. But those are flawed concepts. To refute what Gordon Gekko said in the movie Wall Street, greed is bad. A single-minded pursuit of wealth, just for the sake of having more money, is rarely ever a good goal to have. And thankfully, that's not what most people aspire for anyway. Especially nowadays. Most people are good and want to do good, and that is something I sincerely believe. So having more money won't lead most people to just hoard money and practice hedonism. It will, in fact, improve the overall standard of living and quality of life, everywhere, worldwide. At the very least, it will reduce poverty around the world, which is one of the biggest causes of problems regarding health and safety in many parts of the world. Capitalism, the idea of using your talents and resources to create wealth, is actually a great concept when used properly. Money, after all, is like any tool. Used well, it leads to good things, whereas used badly, it leads to negative outcomes. It's like any resource really, in the same way the internet can be used to help people or harm people, or how a hammer can be used to fix things or break things. How you use it determines the outcome, positive or negative. This, by the way, is one of the biggest reasons why upgrading your mindset is so important. Because having a negative or fixed mindset will lead to problems, whether you have money or not. To learn more about upgrading your mindset, check out the other episodes of the Growth Philosophy podcast. Now, in terms of capitalism, the problem then isn't capitalism and money, but rather the end goal, which ends up being individual enrichment alone. It becomes a selfish goal. Greed and selfishness, those are the problems. Capitalism and money, they're not the problems. Our goal shouldn't be just individual good, but also collective good. Look, what good is it to be rich if those around you are suffering? True joy comes not from sleeping on a bed of money, but rather from helping others. At the very least, you should have enough money to ensure that you don't have to worry about your needs, to the point that money worries become a thing of the past. Having a goal of being wealthy is a great goal to have, but also keep in mind to do good with the resources at your disposal. But here's the bottom line. Capitalism isn't a bad strategy. In fact, when we use our resources responsibly and for good, it is a really great strategy. So let's practice positive capitalism and leave a positive legacy. That is my goal, and I really hope that it will be yours too. I'll catch you again next week. Until then, have a great week.